Hey guys, this is a great website. I think I've talked about it before, but I should go into more detail. It's called supportingevidences.net, and it's talking about all the parallels between the white bearded god in Mexico called Quetzalcoatl and Jesus. Now, of course, I've been going into this topic for almost 10 years, but I just need to remind people, that this is, the case. Even the Book of Mormon says that Jesus visited the Americas. Okay, and so let's just go into it. The Mayans, they don't have beards at all or mustaches, so it's very significant that their main god was white and had a beard. Okay, and he was born of a virgin and all that kind of stuff. But we're gonna see. Um, This is a Catholic priest who said Quetzalcoatl was esteemed and considered as a god and worshipped in older times. He had long hair and was bearded. The people worshipped only the Lord, which is Jesus, of course. Um, See, he's here. It's the feathered serpent, but he's got the beard right there specifically. Of course, he's called Kukulkan. In Peru, he's called Viracocha. Um, but let's get into some details. Um, the serpent was an ancient symbol of Israel's anointed one. As we could see, in the Pentateuch, the five books of Moses, Moses put up a serpent that they should look on it and not die. Okay, and even John 3:14 mentions that as a parallel to Jesus. Okay, all right. See, as many as should look upon the serpent shall live, and just as many who look upon the Son of God might live. Okay. Now we go to President John Taylor, well, the third president of the Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. Um, the story of the life of the Mexican divinity Quetzalcoatl strongly resembles that to the Savior, so closely indeed that we can come to no other conclusion that Quetzalcoatl and Christ are the same being. It's been handed down to us as an impure lamentish source, um, which has sadly been disfigured and perverted. That's kind of where I'm going with this too. Um, On the 72nd page of the Borgian MS, which is the codices and all that of the Mayans, Quetzalcoatl is painted in the attitude of a person crucified with the impression of nails in both his hands and feet. Okay, there we go. Right here, well, my computer's going slow, but you can see Quetzalcoatl, he even is pierced right there. Okay, and he's basically hung on a cross. Well, my computer's going too slow for. Well, there you go. And they even said um, the crucifixion of Quetzalcoatl occurred at the time of an earthquake. Okay? And of course, Matthew 27 and 54 says that as well. Isn't that crazy? You can just pause this stuff and read it on your own. But this is all recorded. There's several Aztec paintings which represent Quetzalcoatl with his side pierced with a spear and water and or blood flowing from the wound. Of course, Jesus has water flow out of his side with blood when they pierced him. And at his departure, there were earthquakes, and he promised to return again and to redeem his people. Sound familiar? Okay. And let's see. Quetzalcoatl was born of a virgin to whom the God above gods once appeared. The presence breathed, and she conceived. Her son was fair in feature and white of beard. His mystic teacher was he was the teacher of all the arts of life, and that's Joseph Campbell, very famous historian. White skin, long dark hair, and a white flowing beard. That's not the definition of a Mesoamerican, person. He descended to the ground level through an opening in the sky as if coming down the steps of a holy pyramid. All that kind of stuff kind of ties into the Jesus archetype. He was able to bring the dead to life. Of course, there's Lazarus. Disappeared into heaven, promised to one day return, bearing with him an era of delight and abundance. That's probably the new heaven coming. and it was believed by the Mexicans and Aztecs that to have had a prior existence to the creation of the world, and they styled him creator in allusion to their belief that he had a share in the creation of the world. And of course, John 1:1 says, in the beginning there was the Word, and the Word was with God. And of course, Christ is the Word. That's another name for him. It says Quetzalcoatl's hands were printed and stamped as a testimony that what he prophesied would come to pass. Now look at this one. This is a statue of Quetzalcoatl with holes in his hand, signifying, of course, the cross and stigmata and all that kind of stuff. Pretty interesting, y'all. Okay. He said, I am Amalivaka, and I come in the name of my father. My father sent me. You know, that's trippy. Another Catholic priest agrees. Um, he mentioned that the chief beneficent of gods is Itzamna. And let's see. And Father Litzana informs us that the Indians claimed that this person was the son of the Most High. And he came to earth and lived among the ancestors. And he taught the people to read and write. That's very cool. It's a lot more than what Jesus has done according to the Eastern New Testament. Perform miracles, curing of the sick, just like Christ. He told them of present and future things. He said he resurrected and cured people. I mean, it's just all these are just resources, y'all. These aren't just opinions. All right, let's see. There's a belief that Quetzalcoatl would appear in the clouds of the heavens. See any more smoking guns for y'all? Are y'all convinced yet, or what? They teach us a lot about the creation when they listen to this. I find that they know so much about Christianity, but we, the Christians, have just arrived. They teach us about things like creation and the Tower of Babel and the confusion of tongues. My church teaches not to talk of this, but I've, you know, there had to be a special man come to this land. I dare affirm it may have been one of the holy apostles. Interesting. Interesting. Right. Okay, that's the gist of it, y'all. Highly recommend y'all check it out yourself. I've been talking about this stuff for years, but I'm just reminding you guys that Christianity has kind of been corrupted and turned into a whole bunch of other things that ironically the Christian church burnt when they came to the Americas. So who knows the truth, right? All we can do is look at the history and discover the truth for ourselves. But once again, everything's pointing back to Jesus, you know? Take it easy.